Just look at that. It's a good 15, 20 feet tall. Easy.
The Pacific Ring of Fire creates the perfect storm for catastrophe. Yes, unfortunately, yes, many countries that are living along this horseshoe kind ring of fire, Japan, the Nankai Trench, the west coast of Canada and the US with the Cascadia subduction zone, and many other countries are very worried about that Pacific Ring of Fire. The most of the large earthquakes of the world are happening at this Ring of Fire, including volcanic eruptions, because of course there's subduction zones, the Pacific plate in the middle of this Ring of Fire, and these subduction zones create all these volcanoes. That's why you see them lined up along that Pacific Ring of Fire. And we just had that massive eruption of Mount Lewotobi Laki Laki. Even the twin volcanoes, it's two craters, one is male, one is female. Laki Laki is the male. They were erupting at the same time, but the male part, Laki Laki, was giving these unbelievable pictures of this orange mushroom cloud. So thankfully that hasn't produced a tsunami, but the fears are rising in Indonesia right now after this eruption. Because Indonesia sits along the Pacific Ring of Fire, a 25,000 mile long arc of seismic fault lines around the beautiful Pacific Ocean where these tectonic plates are colliding. And the country, Indonesia, has over 120 active, that's the difference, volcanoes, more than anywhere else in the world. And it's home to 270 million people. So that's a combination that, with that disastrous location, is of course very worrying. And these people are spread across 17,000 islands. That's why if there is a tsunami happening, it's a huge problem for the country, because with these islands, you're very, very vulnerable. And we have seen it in the past what has happened in case a tsunami will happen. So 3 active tectonic plates create subduction zones that are forming these volcanoes. 129 Indonesian volcanoes are carefully monitored by geological authorities, and more than 5 million people, guys, lie within the danger zone of a volcano. And there's at least one significant volcanic eruption in Indonesia every year. And I have a feeling that this year it's already been more. When Mount Lewotobi Laki Laki erupted, it has unleashed a towering ash column 33,000 feet up into the atmosphere, into the air, and it has forced authorities to raise the volcanic alert to the highest level. And this volcanic eruption showed significant volcanic activity with 50 events in just 2 hours compared to the usual. It's a very, very active volcano, but usually it has like 8 to 10 activities per day where it spews out a little ash. So this event has created this mushroom cloud that was visible from cities, even located up to 100 miles away. So everyone was aware. Right now, the danger zone extends to over 5 miles around the crater, and residents were warned about potential lava flows that could be triggered and could be mixed with heavy rainfall. So dangerous lahars could happen with this volcano. Dozens of flights were canceled. It already had a big impact. Bali's international airport, including domestic routes to Jakarta and international flights to Australia, China, India, Malaysia, New Zealand, and Singapore. So over 1,000 tourists had been affected by cancellations. And unfortunately, we do have a historical pattern of devastating volcanic tsunamis in the country. Just in 2018, the eruption of Krakatau, the volcano, has caused a tsunami along the coast of Sumatra again, and Java, after parts of the mountain fell into the ocean. And guys, you should watch the video in the end screen. Etna, because everyone thinks Etna, these eruption that it's producing, it's tourist eruption, so to speak. You can go there and watch it, although it was a close call just recently. But Etna has another problem that lurks underneath the sea. You don't see it. The scientists see it, and you can see a crack that will scare you. And it's about to slide into the ocean, and that could cause a tsunami. That would be devastating, guys. I have made a video about it. You should really watch this. That just on a side note. So Krakatau, after parts of the mountain was sliding and fell into the ocean, it has ended 430 people, and officials now worry that part of Mount Ruang, another volcano, could collapse into the sea and cause a tsunami. Similar to what happened there in the past in an 1871 eruption. Because in 2018, the Mount Anak Krakatoa has sent huge chunks of the volcano sliding into the ocean. It has triggered a tsunami that was absolutely devastating, and it was a non-tectonic related tsunami. We have to say that. And that has revealed misalignments between Indonesia's warning systems and local risk profiles. Because usually it's like, oh, we had a big earthquake, tsunami warning, something might come. But who would think, oh, the volcano broke in half and was sliding into the ocean? That's why some of the underwater volcanoes are very, very dangerous. I've just released a video about Santorini. There's the Colombo underwater volcano, and we just had another 4.8 magnitude earthquake there, where we had the swarm in February. Check it out in the end screen. So what's going on here in Indonesia? Indonesia has an extreme tsunami risk rating because of its location, but also because of these many 17,000 islands. So it has a tsunami risk index of 9.7 out of a maximum of 10 points. And it reflects the extreme vulnerability of this country. And guys, you have to understand, 1,500 natural disasters are happening in the country every year. Every year, 1,500. So the archipelago has one of the highest disaster rates worldwide. And two of the most catastrophic natural disasters in all of human history have occurred in Indonesia. One in 1815, the Tambora eruption, and we all remember 2004, that tsunami, the Indian Ocean tsunami that has ended over, I don't even want to say the number, it's incredibly sad, 225,000 people across 14 countries. Because Indonesia, it straddles the seismically active ring of fire, the Pacific Ring of Fire, and its volcanoes. And it's so disaster prone. And it has been criticized a lot for insufficient investment in disaster mitigation infrastructure. So be aware of this if you decide to travel to that country. It's beautiful, but yeah, I really think awareness, because if you go on vacation as a tourist, you want to come back. It should be relaxing, you know, unless you are the type of disaster tourist that is seeking the thrill. So yeah, guys, check out the videos in the end screen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to support the channel, and buy me a coffee. I will answer with a 30-second video message. Link is in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.